Morning guys, I hope you're doing fantastic. Today I will be telling a little bit of a story of how we accidentally started telling awesome case studies, or how we actually format case studies and so on. The thing is, you want to create case studies that are not boring, because if you create case studies that are boring, then no one's going to watch them. If you send it to prospects, they will just become, they won't be interested in what you have to do and so on. So definitely check out this podcast.
My name is Cornell Ladigan, co-founder of BizVideo. The purpose of this podcast is to take you on a journey of how we use story to grow our business. Thank you for joining me today.
I studied film and television, and I actually graduated 10 years ago. I think this December 10 years ago. So can't believe the last 10 years went so quick. And so we, shortly after I graduated, I started freelancing and everything, and then 2 years later, Andre and I created this BizVideo together. And the thing is, we wanted to create awesome testimonial videos because Andre learned in his studies when he studied at university all about social proof and everything. And he was really adamant about that, and that's why we really want to push testimonials and so on. But the thing is, back then we were just like, I'll just be honest, like the case studies and testimonials we were creating just wasn't, that good. The thing is, it always takes time to create something really good. And we wanted to help more clients with these testimonials because we're like, okay, well, it's got to work. Social proof is awesome because everyone said it in all the books that we read at uni and so on. So at the time, we were just asking like generic questions, right? So questions to the clients like, hey, what were some of the results, or what did you achieve by using this client and so on? I mean, this company. And the thing is, we didn't really take the time to really understand the person we were creating the testimonial or the case study of. So just going forward in this podcast, I'll call them the character, which is the client at the end of the day, the client's client. We didn't really go deep enough and learn exactly like what were some of the problems that this character had, right? What did they need to overcome? What conflict did they have? What did they desire in their life and in their business and so on? And we were really just focused on the results. Our testimonials at the time, they were very like 2D, whereas these days it's very like 3-dimensional, and it's really captivating and engaging. So I was actually watching a movie, I believe it was in 2013, it was Walter Mitty. And I actually watched the movie a whole lot of times because I absolutely just loved the movie and the journey that the creators took us through. And what I noticed was the movie, they used a lot of conflict, right? So it wasn't very it wasn't too negative or anything, but they did use a lot of conflict. And then what happened was this conflict actually encouraged the character to actually move and go on a journey, right, to find the end result at the end of the day. Now, I was sitting there and I'm like, whoa, we've got to do this kind of thing with our case study videos. Now, obviously the problem is with case studies, we only have like 2 to 3 minutes. So a lot of the elements will be, squeezed in, and we have to simplify it as much as possible. But at the end of the day, we still need to take the audience through that same journey. And that's where we discovered, okay, fantastic, we need a character, and then we need to take this character, we need to highlight their desire. So what do they desire in life? What do they desire in business? And then we have to show their conflict. Now, the conflict is super important because if we go directly from desire to results, there is just no connection. And people watching it, they will just be sitting there going, oh, well, this guy has it all. Like, he's got the desire, and now look at him, he's got the results. Without the conflict and without the journey and without the before, there is no context, and people just won't connect with it. So anyway, we were like, okay, cool, we need a character, we need his or her desire, again, in business or personal, whatever, conflict, what is stopping them from getting that desire. Then we've got to take them on a journey to find the solution, and the solution at the end of the day is our clients, so that the people that we're doing the case study for, or in another example might be when we create case studies or testimonials for ourselves or BizVideo, we actually use the same format. So our clients, they have a desire, they've got a conflict, they go on a journey to find the solution, which is us, and our approach and our product and our service and the way we do things So yeah, and then at the end of that, then we show the end results. Okay, so we have to set them up, right? We have to set up the audience. Now, I was super angry at this because I went to university and I spent 2 years there. It's a little bit shorter than other uni degrees because Bond, you finish a little bit earlier. They put a lot of, I think they've got like 3 semesters, so they put a lot of content in the 2 years. So yeah, the thing is, like in uni, I actually learned this. It's called like the hero's journey. So it's nothing new. I mean, if you go have a look at any good movie, go watch a movie this weekend, or just think back of some of the movies that you've watched and you're like, oh, that was an amazing movie. I promise you and I guarantee you that when you have a look at that character, the main character, or even some of the other characters, but let's just focus on the main character, they went through that type of journey. So we did show their desire and their conflict. They went on this journey to find the solution, and then we get the end result, and we've got this transformation and achievement from that character. Now the thing is, for us, talking about achievement and so on, we've been creating amazing case studies for our clients that are just doing so well, and they're getting results. So it's not so much about telling stories for the fun of it and everything. Everything that we do is very results based. It's got to have an outcome. And I've got some awesome stories. So we've got a whole lot of actual like builder clients and so on, but there's one in particular, like I just love this story. He actually called me up. This is probably like at least 6 to 8 months ago. He calls me up and goes, "Oh, Corne, when will that case study be ready? That we're busy editing. So we've just finished, shooting this case study." And probably like 3 weeks later, he called me. He's like, "Hey, no rush or anything. Like, I don't want to rush you guys. I know this takes time to format the story and have something that'll actually, get some results for us." So, but however, he told me he's catching up with a prospect that are in a similar situation as to the case study that we were doing for them. So just to give you a little bit of background, they did an extension to a house, and the extension was actually an office. So it was talking like the character was it was another business, and they needed a space at home but away from home. You know what I mean? So to create a business that is separate to home. Anyway, the prospect that my client was talking to at the time was exactly the same kind of thing. So we're like, "Don't worry, we'll get this case study done for you before your meeting." And what he actually did was then he sent that case study to the prospect, and he called me up and he said, "Hey, we booked this client, right? We booked this extension," and it's just such a great story. And we didn't just create that video just for that one prospect. This builder is using this case study with multiple other projects that he's got a book, right? That is very similar to this extension story. So creating an extension of your business at your house. So it's just an amazing story. And then we've got we've got a few software company clients, and the one just called us, and they just said like they just booked one of the biggest deals because of this particular case study that we put in there. So the reason why I'm telling you all this is because you can take a shortcut, and I know a lot of people, marketing gurus and so on, will say you need testimonials, and they're 100% right. Like, you definitely need testimonials. However, this is where they get a little bit lazy sometimes. They suggest to these people, to their clients and so on, to get their clients just to pick up their phone and shoot a quick testimonial video. Now, the problem I have with that, and the reason why we don't do that, right? Because it's a lot easier. We have like hundreds of clients. I can literally call them up and go, "Hey, do you mind just shooting me a little testimonial video?" The problem I have with that is, unfortunately, our clients and most people, they are not experts at storytelling. And it's all good. Like, it's fine. Like, that's why we help our clients. Like, we help craft their stories and so on. So we don't expect them to be the best storytellers. That's what we help them with. And the thing is, they're best at what they do best. So like our builder client, like he's really good at, building amazing houses and designing houses for, forever homes for their clients and so on, right? So that's what he's got to do. That's what he's got to focus on. If he starts focusing on all these different things, right, he's not going to do what he does really well. So building homes. So anyway, Again, the problem I have with just getting people to shoot their own testimonial videos, they will literally just say the results. Now, you can educate them, and I would suggest if that's the only way you can do it, if the only way is for you to ask them to shoot a quick testimonial video on their phone and so on, then it's still better than nothing. But then you should just set them up and almost educate them a little bit about how to tell the story. Now, there's a lot more that's involved than just this little template that I'm going to give you again in 1 second, but it's a good start for you. And again, like we use this kind of like framework, the storytelling framework, for all our clients. We use it for ourselves when we shoot case studies for our own business, and literally all the best directors in the world, every movie that you go watch use the same format. So it's pretty cool. It's got to work. So this is how you plan it. Number one, you have to choose your character, and this is pretty easy because this is you've got two variables. You've got to have a look at like what are the clients that you want in the future, okay? What are the clients that you actually love, doing work for? You're getting good results for them, and it's just all amazing. They're quality clients. They actually appreciate what you do, so you get those people, and then you have a look at your current clients. Now, of those current clients, which one suits that type of character best of the clients that you want more of? That's your character. Now, what you have to do now is take a piece of a pen and paper. All right, I might just draw this out on the iPad so you can just like see. It's super easy. Number one is you determine what their desire was, and this is both like personal or and like big picture, or like detailed and like now. So the one, like just to sum it up, the one might be a little like an emotional desire, and the other one might be a logical desire. And it's good to show both, because the thing is, if I say my desire is to, let's say for example, have a business that is thriving, that's kind of like a logical in a way. Then we've got to dig a little bit deeper, and the best way to do that is just to ask why. So why do you want that? Well, then you're like, well, I want a business that is thriving because we're doing good by people. We can have more employees so we're creating more jobs, which also means like we can create wealth for ourselves and our family and everything else like that. So you've got to go why. And a few times, like what I would suggest is if you do this, like if you interview them, and this is what we do a lot of the time, is like find out what they want, right? And then go why. And then go why again. And then go why again. And like do five whys, like 5 levels of why, because then you'll get the real reason why they want to do things. Now, sometimes you don't want to go that deep because it's super personal, and people watching this video might not understand it. So sometimes I go 5 levels down, but then come 2 or 3 levels back up again. Okay, so it makes sense to more people. The second thing is conflict. So what is stopping them? What is that wall that is stopping them from hitting that desire, right? And this could be something, it really does depend on this particular person. I can't really give you too many other ideas around this, because it's like someone wants something, what is stopping them? So it's pretty basic. Number 3 is now we've got to take them on a journey, okay, to find the solution. And that journey is almost like a story, right, as well. And sometimes we don't go too deep into these stories in that journey, but it is super important to actually show that journey, because, again, if future people are watching this right now, right, what's happening? They have that same desire, right? And this is why I normally suggest having multiple case studies, because what happens is then you have tools to use. So let's say, for example, let's just make it super easy. You've got 2 target markets, male and female, all right? Then I would suggest having a male case study and then a female case study. Like this is super like basic. Like I'm not trying to, I just want to keep it like really simple. So the guy's desires might be a little bit different, and female's desires might be a little bit different, right? And I'm just saying male and female just because it's easy to distinguish. There's like 2 different characters. Now, the desire for the male might be, let's say his name is Bob. He wants to build awesome houses because of Bob the Builder. And then Jan, which is the female, she wants to, let's say she's got an accounting business, right? So it's completely two different desires. Now, future people that are watching this video or this case study, they have that same desire, but now they've got that same conflict. Now, they are begging the question, what do I need to do? What journey do I have to go on to find the solution to get my end result? So that's the last one, results. Okay, so to sum it up quickly, and if you're listening to this podcast, then obviously you can't see what I've written down there, and if you're watching this, then you can see it. But just to quickly sum it up, number one is, well, first of all, you've got to find the character, and then number one is we show their desire. Then number two, we show their conflict, what is stopping them from getting that desire. Thirdly, we take them on a journey to find the solution, and then lastly, number four, we show their end results. So that's a perfect case study. Now you can, that's just the basic framework. If you go watch some of our case studies on our website, so go on bizvideo.com.au/work, or just go on our website, you'll find a lot of different examples. You'll notice that's the basic format, but we do chop and change it a little bit, right? Depending on that client to further enhance that story. But that is a great start. So guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Hope it's helped you. Yeah, have a fantastic day. And if you have any questions around this format of telling awesome case studies, okay, not just for the sake of creating a story, but to actually get results, get more people, so your target market, like similar to that character that you're telling the case study of, if you want to get more of those people into your business, help more of those type of people, I can promise you this format and this type of storytelling will really work, whether it's on video or in person to someone when you sell. So yeah, what I would love for you to do right now is, if you like this video on YouTube, please go hit like and subscribe to it and send me a comment. And then if you're listening to this, make sure you subscribe to the channel or the platform that you're actually listening to this. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll chat to you soon.